Hi everyone. Our next live pitch for today is from Sebastian, who's CEO of Holocafe, and Zhang, a sales representative. They will be discussing and doing a sales pitch right now. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Nina. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining our little pitch for today. I'm Sebastian Kreutz. With me is Zhang. She's our sales representative, especially for the Asia region, and I'm co-founder and CEO of the company. Today, we're going to take you on a little tour through the future of location-based entertainment, and I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing and what kind of partners we're looking for at the moment. So we are a startup that was founded in 2016 in Düsseldorf, Germany, founded by three independent game developers. I myself worked at Ubisoft previously. We also have Oliver and Jessica, who have been long-term independent developers in the past. And at some point, we wanted to abandon the home entertainment and mobile market to look out for something different in terms of business model. And in 2016, pretty much all of you will probably have witnessed this. There was this big hype about new virtual reality devices, the first ones that were actually consumer ready after technology wasn't really far enough in the first run in the 90s. Of course, there was a lot of hype about virtual reality back then. And many people got into the home entertainment section, obviously, because these VR devices were promising a immersive entertainment platform that no other device could previously provide. However, we didn't really believe in the home entertainment sector to begin with, because there are quite some difficulties with VR that I'll get into. So our mission was always bring VR, bring immersive entertainment to the masses, but not for home entertainment. And there's a reason for that. When you're completely immersed in the headset, your eyes and your vestibular system are not always completely in line when you're moving around like you would do in classic video games with linear locomotion, let's say thumbstick or WASD controllers or whatsoever. And that only leaves you two options to really walk around in virtual worlds. You could either go for teleportation, which gives you a kind of, it takes away the player's journey to some degree and kind of breaks immersion at specific points of the gameplay. Or you could try to use linear locomotion, but you would have to deal with motion sickness, which affects more than 50% of the players. So you could play for a couple of minutes and you would feel sick for a couple of hours after that, which is not really that pleasant at all. There's also another limitation at home. Of course, the walkable area with your physical presence could be extended with using a bigger tracking space. But in most major cities, living space is kind of limited. And every time you want to play, you need to move the furniture out of the way and get your cats to safety. So in general, there's quite a few limitations there. In location-based, however, we can make use of any kind of space we can occupy and equip that with tracking systems. So we can build experiences that are much more immersive than anything we could ever provide in home entertainment. And we can make it immersive, not just for a single player, but for groups as well. Now, of course, there were quite a couple of startups starting from 2015 and 16 that started into this new emerging entertainment market. But it's kind of fragmented. On the one hand, you have game developers who are producing the actual content. On the other hand, you have platform developers who try to create the middleware for you to have content delivery networks, optimization systems for running stores. And you have operators who are typically people with a background in other leisure activities like laser tag centers, escape rooms, or gastronomy. But all of these three pillars on which this industry is built upon kind of need to match. And this can become very cluttered and very difficult to achieve. So you want to license various games as an operator, you may have to go through multiple different distribution platforms, and those might not always be super compatible with one another. And then you also need kind of quite some other tools to manage your stores, such as booking software. And all of these things kind of make it very difficult for operators, especially the ones that are not coming from a technological background, to operate their stores in an efficient way. And this is where Holocafe comes in. Right from the beginning, we've been building our own stores, and we've also been building our own software stack and games. And we try to cover all of these areas upon which location-based operators would usually stumble. From creating exclusive games for the franchise that you would never find in home entertainment, to booking management, customer relations, analytics, and of course, legal consultation, everything that has to do with store layout and branding. We have our own distribution and store automation platform that makes it easier for operators to run their stores with less personnel overhead. We create dedicated games in all sorts of different genres, which are all multiplayer, which is very important for location-based. And they're all in a shared space, so people share physical presence and virtual presence at the same time, which makes it much more immersive than you could ever have in home entertainment. And so this is also a big reason for people to go out, because this is something you can just never have at home. But we're more than just this software platform. We're developing this Holocafe brand with more than that. We have digital touch tables, amazing coffee, sci-fi themed cafes, which get people into a mood of entering a different world the moment they come into our doorstep. And of course, the entire web platform around that, where the user journey begins with booking together with their friends. And so our business model tries to reflect both of these things. On the one hand, we build franchise stores. We have franchisees in Germany, for instance, but we also license out our Warp Drive distribution platform along with the games to existing leisure facilities to make it easier for us to grow faster into the market and make our experiences make a stand in the international scene quicker. Right now, you can clearly see where our geographic focus is in North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany, where we've grown our franchise network. But we also have some early partners in the US and Switzerland, which are using our SaaS platform for licensing. And we're also starting to grow out now after the COVID-induced break, for instance, with a target in Shanghai and trying to conquer the East Asian countries. Of course, if you take a look at the financials, 2020 was a very hard year for anything that was retail or location-based. And so, of course, with 40% of the year, we had to shut down all of the stores. Of course, revenues took quite a dip from the previous year. But we believe that with the availability of vaccines and the warmer months coming up this year, the situation will get a lot more controllable as we progress through the year. So right now is the time to scale back up and start the pre-production of new content, planning and building out the distribution network. And to achieve this, we're first of all looking for a late seed investment to ramp back up, build a dedicated sales team, and also ramp up the content development. We want to build some more exclusive content, including some well-known gaming and movie franchises, which will be exclusive to the network. And attaining this capital will also give us access to the German game developer grant, which will contribute 50% of the production costs for any game we will make. So we know the market has been suffering a lot right now, but there will be a lot of appetite for people to go out physically and physically have fun together. And we can provide a safe environment with individual ventilation for the different groups that arrive at our places. So our concept will be quite popular once we're out of the lockdowns. And we hope to find some distribution partners, maybe some investors who would also be interested to go on the journey with us. And if you want to get into talks, you can open up the Q&A session, or after that we'll be at the launch and you can talk to either Xin or me on the launch table if you want to find out more. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for that very interesting presentation, Sebastian. So yes, we're open for Q&A right now. If you have any question, feel free to type in your question on the Q&A tab. Anyway, just to let you know, if you would like to reach out to him, you can use the direct message feature on this platform, and then you can invite him to the lounge for a one-on-one meeting and networking. Also, his email address and phone number is projected on the screen right now. Please feel free to get the information so you can reach out to them as well. All right, so I guess everything has been well presented. That's why there's no question. Do you have any final words before we end the session?
Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for the invitation, Nina. And we'll both be in the launch at table one in case it's free. If not, we'll be at table two if you want to join us and talk. See you there.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Sebastian. You both have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.